5 a.m., the line of women and children goes down into the depths of this open-cast mine, as it does every day. The youngest, such as Sudama, are barely 10 years old.
We pick up the coal and put it in the baskets. Then we take it to the village.
This little boy has been working in this mine for 4 years.
Hurry up, Sadama. The police will be here soon. Put this on your head. We have to leave now or we'll get caught. Hurry, hurry.
It is illegal to pick up this coal because the mine belongs to a state-owned company. As soon as they are no longer under cover of darkness, the children leave the place with their loot. None of them go to school. For the children of Buka Pahari or the Hill of Madmen in Hindi, it's all in a day's work, carrying loads of 30 kilos.
We do 4 to 5 trips in the mornings. Then we go home to eat. Later, around noon, we go with our mother to the town to sell the coal. We do this every day. We like working in the mine.
A bit lower down, the women are sorting the coal.
Hey, no, this basket is mine.
No, that's not true. It's mine. Give it back.
Sudama's mother, Manju, has lived on the hill for 20 years.
It's tough work. We do many round trips in one morning, and then you have to sort the coal, separate the good pieces from the others, and lug it all the way to town on foot. All of this for 40 rupees per sack of coal. This is how I provide for my family.
3 to 4 euros is the average daily income of families that work illegally in this mine. Meanwhile, at the bottom of the mine, it's time for the excavators of the public mining company to start work. Jharia in eastern India is the country's coal belt. It is a strategic site for the Indian economy. Coal-fired thermal power plants meet 2/3 of the nation's electricity needs. 2 million inhabitants here depend on coal mining. The subsoil abounds in it, an estimated source of 13 billion tons. Most of the land here belongs to the BCCL, the public sector coal mining company.
This is the coal which we are extracting here, which is very high in thermal value, very heat value. So we use it for our thermal generation, hard coke industries, and for domestic small industries. Mainly, we are producing this year 1 million coal. And from next year, we are targeting to just double our production from here.
The best layers of the coal are close to the surface. The coal is easily extracted and it's one of the cheapest in the world. To reduce production costs, the company subcontracts coal sorting to small companies like Ranju's.
Are you done there? Is that loaded? Then make space. You can leave.
These companies manage the miners and fix their salaries. Ranju's employees work 12 hours a day with their bare hands.
I have teams of 10 to 12 workers. I pay them 1 to 2 euros a day, depending on the work they do. If BCCL were to pay them directly, it would cost them 3 times as much.
500 of them work here every day. Ramdani has been loading trucks with coal for almost 15 years. Like other miners, he lives in the slums on the other side of the mine, where they are surrounded by the toxic fumes released by subsoil fires, making their lives impossible.
You're still coughing? No? Today is better, but yesterday I had to take him to a doctor when he got back from the mine. He had a fever. His body was hot. He's still a bit weak today. There are many health problems here because of the underground fires and the fumes. Asthma, coughing, tuberculosis. My children fall ill all the time, so do I. Then you have to go see a doctor, pay him, buy medicines. I don't even earn much money, but I don't have any choice. I have to take care of myself and my family.
The situation in this slum is not an isolated case. The carbon monoxide and sulfur fumes also affect the 400,000 inhabitants of Jharia, the closest town. The town doctors mainly treat patients for breathing problems.
People are coming with lungs cancer and all these things because of this dust problem, as for the research is going on all these things. So, but basically what we get over here is the chronic pulmonary respiratory disease. Some tuberculosis is also very much common in here.
At the root of the problem are the fires that started around a century ago during the drilling of the first underground mines. The coal here tends to ignite very quickly on contact with oxygen. The economic decision to use open-cast mining led to a massive escalation in the number of fires. Yet, BCCL continued and even increased extraction activity. Today it is trying to make up for the errors of the past by all means. But even the project manager confesses he is helpless.
There is a stream passing adjacent to that area, so that water is diverted from there, and this water acts as a coolant of the strata. It cools the strata, then we transport it on those dumpers and trucks. This is only the surface area, but the deep-seated underground fires, it is a very difficult. Due to its unscientific mining and all, we don't know the position, how it was there. For that reason, we don't know what is the position below the ground, where is fire, where is subsidence, where are the pillars caved, so this we don't know.
A disquieting admission knowing that the hazardous zone covers 200 square kilometers and is home to 400,000 inhabitants. The danger here comes from the ground, it simply caves in, such as in this village a few weeks ago. The ruins of Melati's house are still smoking. Her son escaped with his wife.
It happened in the afternoon. I was sleeping and suddenly the walls started trembling. So I came out just in time to see the house collapse. I ran away as fast as I could. I was scared. I came back later to pick up what I could. That's when I breathed the fumes and got this temperature.
The coal company people know what happened, but they didn't even come to see us. And now we have nothing, no money. I can't even take my son to the hospital to show him to a doctor.
200 meters from there, the villagers show us the reason behind the incident. An old coal pit closed down 6 years ago.
They closed these old mines many years ago. They covered everything with sand. But the fire was still burning and it just spread in another direction. That's why the land caves in like this. BCCL does nothing. They hope to get us to leave this area and recover the land for mining.
There haven't been many protests against this strategy employed by the public sector coal mining company. Ashok Agarwal heads the only organization that dares to stand up against BCCL. He has been a regular visitor to Buka Pahari for 4 years, since the public sector company threatened to cut the slum's water supply to force people into leaving.
They need land all the time. More and more land is needed because as the open cast progresses, you need land. And land is a very difficult commodity to get in today's world. BCCL is in fact taking advantage of this fire, the fire that is spreading. They don't have a keen desire to quench this fire because they want the fire to enter into the town, because when the place becomes dangerous, the people will have to evacuate and then they'll get the land for extracting coal.
If BCCL manages to evict these inhabitants, where does it plan to relocate them? Right here, where 80,000 former BCCL employees live. Their apartments belong to the company and it wants them back by any means. Eviction orders have been posted all over the walls. Dinesh's father died of lung cancer in 2002, only 6 months after his retirement from BCCL. His family has retained the apartment after his death.
It says that my family and I have to vacate the apartment within 15 days of receiving this letter, and if we don't, we'll be evicted by force. My father worked for BCCL Mines for 30 years. This is his house. We won't go anywhere. Let BCCL do what it likes.
To prevent these evictions, the Indian government gave €1 billion to BCCL for the construction of new housing. New townships have sprung up out of nowhere, with 20 square meter apartments for families of 7 to 8 persons. Far from the town and all transportation. The apartments are still empty 8 months after their construction. For the inhabitants of the hill, it's either this or nothing. The evictions will start in a few weeks. The economic imperative cannot wait. BCCL must produce coal. A big client is visiting the headquarters today to place a bulk order for an Indian steel company.
BCCL management, what I look at, is having a great drive for coking coal. And future is pretty good because Jharia coal is coming around 2 billion ton reserve is there.
Last year our production was 25.5 million tons. This year our projection is 28.5 million tons. And we want to increase production by 3 billion tons per annum.
Jharia's coal is of national importance for India's energy independence, and the country will go to any lengths to maintain this. 600,000 persons have to be reaccommodated within 5 years. The illegal miners of Boka Pahari, such as Manju and her children, will be the first to be evicted.
How much?
35 rupees.
No, I'll take it for 30.
Okay, but don't tell me it doesn't burn. I'm selling you good coal. The people of Boka Pahari are ready to leave. But we don't want to be relocated to some place where we can't make a living or find work. Here I live off the coal, but there, what does the future hold for my children?
Manju has sworn to hang on as long as she can, but after 3 years of fighting BCCL, most of the inhabitants of the hill have given up. They will have to go away to make place for the coal extraction, far away from this black gold that is both their poison and what makes them live.